Top 7 conspiracy theories about COVID-19. From giant lasagnas to strange marketing schemes to even world domination, there's been some pretty bizarre conspiracies about the coronavirus. Yes, the mainstream media does its best to cover the current global pandemic as accurately and factually as possible, but some people can't help but try to spread false and outright hilarious theories. Hello, and welcome to Info Junkie TV, where you can always be sure to find mind-blowing videos that show you everything that's out of the ordinary. Our aim is to bring you the most thrilling facts, everything interesting and rare that we find in this world of ours. We've compiled a list of the weirdest conspiracy theories around COVID-19 that are sure to make you scratch your head in confusion and laugh out loud. Make sure to watch till the end, because number 1 really shook us. Number 7. Bill Gates is trying to track us down. Let's be honest, Bill Gates is responsible for a lot of viruses in our PCs. Even if you got the best and most expensive antivirus software installed, you're still vulnerable to some sort of virus to slip through the cracks of your PC. But saying that Bill Gates is responsible for a real human-killing virus is a bit far-fetched. The claim comes from a Reddit Ask Me Anything session, where he was asked by a user about what changes would be necessary to allow companies to operate in this coronavirus environment. Gates' reply was what really kicked this off. He said, "Eventually, we're gonna have digital certificates to show who is recovered, is being tested, or once we have a vaccine, who has received it." Everyone seemed to take his answer the wrong way. Within minutes, people quickly concluded that those digital certificates meant microchips allowed Gates to track everyone who's had the vaccine. And this led to a storm of speculation and misinformation. Redditors claimed that Gates had engineered the virus so he can microchip everyone and track their smallest movement in hopes of world domination. While this theory didn't really hold its ground, many conspiracy theorists began to dig in even deeper in a lot of his older endeavors. They even scrutinized his old interviews and his ever-popular 2015 TED Talk. If you thought this was outrageous, wait till you get to number 1. Number 6. The US is trying to weaken Iran's religious influence. Iran has had a pretty rocky start this year. There was the killing of Iranian military leader Qasem Soleimani by US forces. Also, there was Iran retaliating by firing ballistic missiles and striking 2 United States military bases in Iraq. It was insane and seen by many as the start of World War III. But after finding out about the first COVID-19 case in February, Mehdi Taib, one of the army commanders of Iran's Revolutionary Guards, started to make insane accusations against the US. He accused the US of creating the virus to stop people from performing their religious duties and seeking holy guidance. He also claimed that they strategically targeted Qom, where the first Iranian COVID-19 case was found. He said that, quote, "That's where Islamic teaching spreads from and into the world," unquote. Even Iran's Revolutionary Guard commander Hussein Salam said that, quote, "COVID-19 is a biological weapon created by the US that targets China and Iran and then the world," unquote. Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei later on retreated from marketing the conspiracy theory about the outbreak of the coronavirus in April. He praised the efforts of the Iranian medical teams and state agencies to fight the virus, but still mentioned that there are enemies against the Islamic regime in the country. Number 5. COVID-19 is a marketing scheme by hand sanitizer companies. With hand washing a key element around coronavirus prevention, hand sanitizer products have been booming. The internet decided that COVID-19 is a marketing scheme orchestrated by antibacterial gel companies to increase their revenues. To state some facts, demand for hand sanitizer has gone up 1,400% from December 2019 to January 2020. That's according to market researchers at Adobe Analytics. Not only that, fashion goods companies found it a great excuse to put out hydroalcoholic gels. Many luxurious brands like Louis Vuitton and Dior rode the hand sanitizer wave. It seems that the overall demand for hand sanitizers turned them into the holy grail. The once abundant product had become almost impossible to find. Number 4. COVID-19 is 5G in disguise. If you infomaniacs thought that all of your network issues were finally over with the arrival of 5G, then think again, because according to the internet, 5G towers are, in fact, the cause of coronavirus. Even the A-list are getting in on the 5G conspiracy action. Singer Carrie Hilson supported the theory before being advised to delete her commentary on the matter. The theory even led to the burning of 5G towers in the UK, after the hashtag 5G coronavirus was trending on Twitter in March. But what is the connection between 5G and COVID-19 anyways? Well, a post on the French conspiracy website Les Moutons Rangés said that the correlation between 5G technology and COVID-19 could come from Wuhan installing 5G towers before the outbreak. But this theory was then completely blown out of proportion. People suggested that 5G networks cause radiation, which triggers the virus. Some even flirted with the idea that reports of coronavirus were actually a cover-up for the installation of 5G towers. If you're in the mood for some light relief, then this is for you. Number 3, the UK government is baking a giant lasagna. You know how you have that one friend that says crazy but smart conspiracies when they've had too many shots on a Thursday? Well, 29-year-old Billy McLean is kinda like that, but kinda takes it a bit too far. If you haven't heard the genius and totally hilarious voice note about a giant lasagna making the rounds yet, then you're in for a treat. This odd bloke recorded a WhatsApp voice note that claimed the British Ministry of Defence was about to use Wembley Stadium as a huge oven to cook the world's biggest lasagna. But wait, there's more. He also claimed to have received top-secret intel from friends of friends, who are supposedly government officials well informed about the country's pandemic plans. He said they're using the virus as a scapegoat for emptying out the stadium. The clip detailed everything from heating the stadium like an oven to using drones for placing the lasagna sheets. Here, just listen to the clip.
Also, just so you know, my sister, her boyfriend's brother, works for the Ministry of Defence, and one of the things that they're doing to prepare, and this won't affect London, this will be everywhere, they're basically worried that people are going to get stuck indoors without any food. So one of the things that they're doing is they're actually working on making a massive lasagna. So they're actually, at the moment as we speak, they're building like the massive lasagna sheets, and they're just going to start making the layers today. And then hopefully, like, obviously put the bolognese on and then put the sheets on top. But they're having to make the special sheets, obviously, because they've not gone on big enough, because they're making lasagna the size of Wembley Stadium. So how they're doing it is they're actually putting the underground heating at Wembley. That's going to like bake the lasagna, and then they're going to put the roof across. So it's like recreate an oven. And then what they're going to do is they're going to like carry that. They've got loads of drones, and they're going to like lift it up with the drones, and they're going to like cut off little portions and like drop them into people's houses, just so to make sure everyone's eating still and no one dies, which is obviously quite sensible. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to that because I do quite like lasagna as well.
The clip was later shared with thousands and thousands of people on WhatsApp. It even became a short-lived meme on social media platforms. Number 2, COVID-19 was created by Netflix and Disney+. Could it be sheer coincidence? Or did Netflix take giant marketing schemes to the next level by creating COVID-19 to promote their new docuseries Pandemic? Conspiracy theorists said it's no coincidence that Netflix would release a show about a reality we would find ourselves in shortly after. Adding to the already strange timing, the streaming platform also released the highly acclaimed pandemic movie Bird Box in late 2018 that's kinda similar to what we're dealing with. By the way, Bird Box was also included in our list of movies about the end of the world. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to subscribe and watch. Anyways, back to Pandemic. This new original show that was framed as a documentary issues uncomfortable warnings about the risk of a new respiratory virus that could, within a matter of months, overwhelm the planet. In over 6 episodes, it discusses how dedicated doctors and scientists put their lives on the line to battle against this upcoming disease and possible outbreak. Now, people also started to speculate that Netflix isn't the only one whose hands are dirty. Conspiracy theorists on the internet are also convinced that Disney launched its streaming service conveniently in time for the coronavirus lockdown, and, in a way, to take the crown away from Netflix. Well, the more the merrier. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, number 1. COVID-19 came from outer space. Much like a deadly extraterrestrial organism was spread after a meteor landed on Earth in the 70s flick The Andromeda Strain, many people believe that COVID-19 was spread by a passing comet. The idea about the space-based origins of the coronavirus was first introduced by astrobiologist Chandra Wickramasinghe. We'll just call him Professor Wick. He said COVID-19 arrived on Earth through a fireball from space that burnt up in China last October. Professor Wick also believes that other outbreaks on Earth were also caused by space-based pathogens. For years, he has been saying that the viruses behind SARS and influenza came from space. Professor Wick's claims have been seen as pseudoscience or bad science by other scientists. Oddly enough, Graham Lau, a cosmologist from NASA's Astrobiology Institute, said that despite Professor Wick's absurd claims, this idea isn't entirely debunked yet. And since he hasn't provided any evidence strongly supporting his out-of-this-world claims, he might be onto something if he worked on refuting them through research. He also added, quote, "Even though it's an interesting idea, we just don't have any reason to embrace that idea right now," unquote. Well, we'll know if this theory is true or false in due time. Time for a recap. In this video, we listed our weirdest theories about the coronavirus. We made sure to look for the weirdest and most unbelievable theories that have been shared on major news outlets as well as online forums. Did we forget any theory? Make sure to tell us about your COVID-19 conspiracy theories in the comment section below, or any movies we failed to mention. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications bell to be notified about our latest videos. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. And as always, Infomaniacs, thank you for tuning in to Info Junkie TV.